So I'm here in San Francisco where everyone is either doing drugs or looking to get drugs. There's virtually nobody on the streets. This is an unbelievable dystopian nightmare here. Like, I just had dinner at a pretty decent restaurant, Mastro's Steakhouse, so I'm not in a shitty part of town. But this place is absolutely disgusting, and everyone who voted for the people that run this place, everyone who has anything to do with it should be ashamed and embarrassed and step down. There's homeless people and drug people everywhere. There's nothing going on. Here, let me just try to find a human. I'm just gonna walk for a little bit. There's no humans. There's two people in masks coming up this way. Let's see, I've seen more people smoking crack today than, last time I was here. Because that's the last time I saw someone smoking crack. There's just no humans, there's no life. It's everything is closed and boarded up. Oh, here's a store, actually. This looks like a store. That's exciting. It's just an unbelievable shithole. Anyway, hope you're having a great night.
Ruben is not mincing his words there. That wasn't the worst video that I had seen. I mean, we've all seen it looks like zombie apocalypse videos. Look, I said the headline of this live stream is the failed city of San Francisco, but it's not only San Francisco, so it's mean or unfair to pin it only on San Francisco. Where is it? It's in Philadelphia. It's like a zombie apocalypse. I was in LA for the heck was I down there for? I went down, for the RNC debate. And I go to fill up my car with gas, bringing it back to the airport, 8:30 in the morning. Like, it's not to say it judgmentally, just zombie-like drug addicts approaching me at the gas station while I'm struggling to open up the gas cap of a rental car, and I don't know how to do it. I have to get back into the car and drive off, look at a video to see how to unpop the cap on a Hyundai, whatever the hell car I had. Then I see a guy, butt naked, tweaked off his ass, running down the street. So, in fairness, it's not only San Francisco. In reality, it's the policies of the people, of the political orientation that are running cities like San Francisco. Now, this stream goes back a while. Should have probably just checked that we're live everywhere. This stream goes back a while because people are saying you got to get a journalist named Erica Sandberg on. You'd love her. She's amazing. She's covering this stuff. She lives there. She has not fled what Dave Rubin refers to as zombie-like shithole. She hasn't fled. And not only has she not fled, she has remained one of, I don't think I'm seeing much more of a vocal advocate, to save the city that she loves. I mean, I'm going to find out her history. I think she's connected to the city going back her whole life. We'll find out because we are going into childhood just a little bit. Everyone says, get Erica Sandberg on. We make the connection on Twitter, and now it's happening. So everyone, about this thing, click the link and share the link around. It's on Twitter. Share the link so we can, get as many people in here as possible. What's going to happen is we're going to end it on YouTube in about 15 minutes. I'm having my problems with YouTube, or as I like to call them, CommieTube. The little bastards age-restricted my Elon Musk video. The Elon Musk video where I break down his tweet, basically show that what people call the vile conspiracy theory is actually pretty much like they've been telegraphing it for years. They age restricted. Why, you might ask? Because of a clip that I showed of John Miller on CNN. They age restricted my video because I showed a clip from an interview on CNN where the guy, John Miller, was explaining why these migrants steal in New York and spend in Florida. And he says, well, because in Florida you go to jail. They age restrict my video for including a clip from a CNN interview. They cannot, I have two fingers for them, which I will not be showing right now because I have a guest in the backdrop whom I'm going to be bringing in right now, Erica Sandberg. We're going to get to know her. If you don't know her, you're going to get to know her, but I think a lot of people already do know her. So, Erica, 3, 2, 1. Erica, how goes the battle?
Oh, it's a battle. It's fighting tooth and nail, feet, you name it, we're fighting.
Well, by the way, you're in San Francisco right now, correct?
Yes.
So we're going to have a bit of a lag. I'm going to make sure to stop at my sentences and make sure you're done before, because the audio might get overlaid otherwise. Erica, for those who don't know who you are, I get the 30,000 foot overview. and then I'll ask you some like upbringing questions.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm a San Francisco based journalist. I've been here almost all my life. Incredibly passionate about this city. I am not leaving. You can't scare me out. You can't fight me out. I am done. And you know what's really cool is I am not alone. We are a force. There are so many people who are behind me, in front of me, to the side of me. So I'm just one of many. But I'm also very vocal. I have zero problem getting in front and screaming what needs to be screamed, and getting the attention, which is really important because if we let this go, the other team wins. And I cannot have that. That will not happen. Not while I'm here. And since I'm not leaving, then that's not going to happen.
Now, your shirt says Sandberg Power. That is merchandise, correct? That you make available to the public, or did someone give that to you?
No, actually, this is kind of funny. A few Christmases ago, I have a huge family. There are 9 people in my family, and we're all really different, very different politically, very different socially. And I made these up for all of us because we all need to come together. And I swear, if I can get with my family and all of us in the same room and all with extremely different points of view, and that we all end up laughing together, it's the same thing in San Francisco. So for me, this is sort of a microcosm. It is a powerful thing to really kind of come together and not tear each other's faces off.
Now, you said 9 people. I presume 2 parents and 7 kids?
Correct. Yes.
Where were you born and where were you raised?
I'm second oldest. I was born in New Jersey and we left for California when I was 14 and have been here pretty much ever since. I spent 2 years in London and went to school there. But other than that, I'm in San Francisco. I finished up my college here.
Your parents moved down for work, I presume?
No, get this. Here's something that's very exciting to me. The California schools were so good that they said, you know what, we're going to put the entire family into leave New Jersey, which had good schools, and we're going to go to the better schools in California. That was back when California schools were #1 in the nation. You know where they are now? I think they're in the 30th. So it took a huge dive, but they did it because they had 7 kids that they wanted to educate, and it just made sense.
That's so. What did your parents do?
My dad was a hairdresser. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She had 7 kids within 9 years. I have one sister who's 10 months younger than me. So they lived a basic middle-class lifestyle. And when my parents divorced, my mom descended into some pretty bad poverty. So I've sort of experienced it all, the middle class, the kind of nightmare of poverty, and struggling out of it. Now we're all pretty successful, I think.
I've been known to ask the TMI questions, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. So you said 7 kids in 9 years from the same woman, right? The same birthing,
Mm-hmm.
and no twins.
Nope.
That's actually technically outrageous. My wife made me mathematically, my wife made me wait enough time after one of our kids that we couldn't have had another one within 10 months. And they say you're supposed to wait like, I don't know, 2 months after delivery to do another one. How do you do that?
I remember being in the station wagon. Yes, the station wagon. And people would kind of poke their heads in and then they would count. And then they would look at my parents and look at my mom and they would go, Catholic? And my mom would go, are you kidding?
That is wild. And your dad was a hairdresser, so it's not to be judgmental. I don't know if he was like a Scrappy Coco out of. I was just watching. You Don't Mess with the Zohan, so that's Scrappy Coco's in my. I don't know how the life of a hairdresser, but 7 kids for a frickin' senior partner at a law firm is a lot.
Exactly. So for sure, I mean, my dad definitely did not make a lot of money. The other side of my dad was that he was a gambler and kind of did some stuff on the side. So he's passed away a couple of years ago, but yeah, it was very tough. It was tough. If people don't know what government cheese is, I can welcome you to the beauty of handouts and what we did do to scrape by.
When you say he was a gambler, and I'm not trying to be funny, was he a successful one or unsuccessful one?
In the beginning, I would say it was successful. At the end, he was also an alcoholic, and so you can't really be both. You can't do both well. You can either be a really good alcoholic or a really good gambler, but together they're sort of a toxic combination. He lost
He lost everything, you say?
everything, everything, and then some. But he was, it was funny. Here I am in this room right now. We had a poker game here last night, and we were talking about my dad. He was an incredible poker player, incredible. So, there's pros and cons with people. I don't believe anything is black and white. We're all gray.
And so the seven siblings grew up in California.
Mhm.
And so what is life? Well, first of all, I don't know when did your parents get divorced, and where did how did that affect your life growing up with seven kids? Do you go all with your mother, or was there like joint custody?
Yeah, it's a great question. So when I was just starting college, I left because my parents were in the divorce took forever. It was like years long strife. And I was like, I'm a good time gal. I'm just like, I just like to laugh and have fun and enjoy life. And it was dark. It was so dark and gloomy. So when I had the chance to go to England, I did. I took off. As soon as I did, everything just blew up, or actually say fell to the bottom. I'm not revealing too much. I'm pretty open about it. My mom descended into pretty extreme poverty, ended up living in her car with a couple of my siblings. It was really hard. It was really hard to get those phone calls and to know that was what was happening. And she didn't want to burden me. She didn't want to burden anybody else. But it was some really dark, horrible times. And because of that, I feel very, my heart opens up to people in desperate circumstances, because it was quite desperate. It was quite desperate. Thankfully, my mom is a really social person. She had friends. She had networks. She is very gregarious and got back on her feet not too long. But there were the projects. Oh yeah, there were projects. There was handouts. There was a pretty wild. And I was far away. I kind of didn't want to hear in many ways because I was very young. And
you say it's London, England, not London, Ontario, right?
correct.
Okay. And what are you studying out there?
I studied art history.
Okay. Study art history, 2 years in London, England. This is, I presume, also, I don't know how long ago, and I won't ask, but this is when London was a different city than what it is today.
London back then, and God, what year? It was in the late 80s. It was interesting because the unemployment was so high. I knew so many people who could not get a job, who were not working, who wanted to work, who were scraping by. I was scraping by. I remember this. I was kind of cute back then, and dating for money, or not dating for money, dating for food. I'm like, yeah, you want to take me out for a date? I get a free meal, a meal out of this. I'm in. That's as far as I went. But I can tell you, it was that bad. I did not have cash. I did not have money, and there was no means to get it. So, sorry, all you guys who took me out. I probably expect more.
I see. Oh, never mind. There's internet jokes in there. So you studied 2 years art history in London, and then you eventually come back to California.
Yeah, I finished up at San Francisco State.
What did you study at San Francisco State? Art history as well, or journalism?
I graduated with. Yeah, and it was funny because I minored in women's studies, which was, really, boy, can you sure get a job with that.
I'll make the obvious joke, but I studied philosophy, which is something, another one of the things you don't get jobs with out of school, but that's why you go on to study law afterwards.
You should study what you love. I mean, I really loved it. It was erudite. I loved reading. I loved different points of view. I loved digging into the extreme, and it was very extreme. And I think I benefited from it. I became successful in other ways. So I thought I was going to become work in a museum as whatever, doing some sort of management there, and that was a joke.
What's the word for the person who managed? It's not a curator. The person who managed. Say that again.
I wanted to be a curator.
A curator. Okay. Okay, well now I guess what we're gonna do here, Erica, it doesn't change anything from our end. I'm gonna end this on YouTube, those commie bastards, and we're gonna take it over to Rumble. Doesn't change anything on our end. So did I put the link up there? Hold on one second. Did I put the link up? I did. The pinned link is there. Anybody who wants to come watch this on Locals, I'll give that link as well. And we're gonna end transmission on YouTube, those bastards. Okay, Rumble.